Howdy folks, Thal here and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and we're 96 or something percent done with Germany's coast and the Rhine bush trip. It's been a long bush trip, over 10 hours we've put into it so far, and 6 videos. This will be the 7th video with the penultimate and final legs of the trip. So I assume you've seen the other videos so you know what's going on, so let's just jump right into it. Alright, they set us somewhere. We'll just take off however the wind wants us to do it. So real life weather still on. I'm just going to keep it on for the last 2 legs if I can, unless the wind gets even crazier than it has been. We've been recording this over several weeks, compiling it together into 7 videos. And the real world weather the entire time has been crazy. We did turn it off for a few legs, but we're going to keep it on for the final 2 if we can. We'll use ATC if it makes sense to. Let's get this thing started right off though, and then we will read about what's going on and all that good stuff. Just turn everything on at this point. There we go. Alrighty, I think you know what's happening. Flaps down 1, and we're going to continue as though we've been doing this without a break between videos. So here we go, 42 minutes for this one. Longest leg, I think, of the 23 legs. 24 legs for me because I had to redo one because my computer shut off. Remember that way back when? That was like a week and a half ago already. Alright, border triangle. Lift off to the sky and follow the Rhine and the Autobahn 5, which parallels the river. What a beautiful shot. In this section to the south, gain a visual where the river turns toward the southeast. The juncture of the international borders of Germany, Switzerland, and France is located just north of this turn in the river. Well, that's cool that it's all together, so we'll fly that. We do have GPS, it looks like, because I did leave and come back to the sim, because like I said, it's a couple days later from where the last video ended. So we'll use GPS for this leg, and then the final leg we have to navigate manually because GPS hasn't been transferring over unless you leave. But that's totally okay. Doesn't matter. We've navigated all different ways. We know how to do it. That says 90, which means you're headed to 89 because they got 1 off way back in the very first video. They screwed up something. So 89. Let's keep scrolling all the way to 89. There's 70, 89. Right here. Direct, activate. Yep. Thank you. Back to the map. Boom. We'll see if we need to go around the valley here or if we can go straight across. We'll have to see when we get in the air. I could do this and turn off terrain. And I mean, it's barely light, so I don't think we need to go around. I think we just go straight through. And is this where we're ending right here? Of course it is. No. What? That's the final leg. Okay, we're ending here. Tango Zulu, so yeah, we don't need to go very high. Maybe we'll set autopilot to 2,500 feet instead of 2,000 feet this time. In fact, let's do that right now. 2,500 feet on the autopilot instead of 2,000, and then I'll hit vertical speed when the time comes. Alright, so the triangle of 3 countries coming together. And then right after that, we'll follow the river that passes into Switzerland. So we are right next to it here in Switzerland, and visit the city of Basel, considered by many the cultural capital of the country. Basel offers almost 40 museums, including some of the finest publicly viewable art collections in the world. Founded in 1460, the University of Basel is the oldest in Switzerland and one of the oldest in Europe. Over the centuries, here's myths of those things and people, holy moly, have been there, have researched there. Okay, so the university. So what are we looking at again? It's the country borders. This university. Might as well keep going here because it's a long trip. Follow the Rhine to the east and reach neighboring international towns, both named Rheinfelden, as a result of the demarcation of the border after the Peace of Lunéville and Pressburg in 1805, respectively. The Rhine became the border between Baden and Switzerland. The town was divided, both developed independently, and one is a German town on the north bank and one is a Swiss town on the south bank. That's kind of cool. The Rhine is called the High Rhine, and the section between Basel and Lake Konstanz. And we'll go to here, and then we'll come back together here. Traverse the southern edge of the Black Forest on the eastern journey toward the Rhine and reach the Bad Sachsen. The German town is known as the town of the trumpeter, as the writer Joseph Victor von Schuffel was inspired by the location to write the novel Der Trumpeter von Sachsensen. Trumpeter of Sachsensen. Something like that. So, some town universities. When we get to 93, which is 92 on the map, we'll come back together and read about this, because there's a big break there. So, that's the plan. We are sticking to it. We kind of have to. We're just going to take off right in front of us, I think. We're not going to worry too much about weather at ATC. Oh yeah, a little bit of wind, and it does favor that runway. So we'll do a midfield takeoff right there, because we can, because we're special. Special we are. And then we'll take off. I think we can move, and then we'll fly. Using GPS and autopilot just because we can. Nothing to prove to anybody, of course, especially not by the final 2 legs of a 23-leg bush trip. Good grief. I'm not a fan of the mega long bush trips. There's nothing wrong with them. I'm just not a fan of them. But I'm also not a fan of the ones that take like an hour and a half. We have had bush trips that take like an hour. It's like 3 14-minute trips or something. Those are kind of silly. So, good length for 3 to 5 hours, 3 to 6 hours. But these 9, 10-hour ones, crazy. We have had a 12-hour one, I think. I think we did. It's been a long time. There's 56 or 57 of these now. Or something like that. 2, 3, 4, 5, and maybe 55. So we've done a lot. Can't remember them all. But anyway, here we go. Let's enjoy the present and enjoy the penultimate leg of this German bush trip. And here we go. Zippity zip. Brake to stop the wheels. We'll level off a little bit, gain some speed. Flaps coming in. And we got to turn around, it looks like, in order to meet up with our GPS line. Trim down a little bit. There we go. Checking out the scenery while we can. Making a sharp bank to the right while we climb. And I'm hoping 2,500 feet is high enough. If not, we'll climb just to get over the hills, and then we'll come back down. And any minute, the screen should turn black as we gain altitude. There we go. All right. Cool. And we went too far past it. Talking about the purple line right there. All right, here we go. Autopilot, nav, vertical speed. Yeah, 1,500 feet per minute. That's kind of steep. Let's do 1,300 feet per minute. Oh, it wasn't good enough for you, huh? You got to go back even farther to connect to it. Okay, that's fine. All right, we read about where we're going. You know what to look for. I'll keep it in the sightseeing. I'll just condense it so that you don't have to sit through all 40-some minutes. So enjoy the sights, and we'll come back together at whatever that place was before the big break. Oh yeah, Sachsensen. That's where we'll re-meet up. Whatever. That's where we'll meet up. And read about what's next. Already at cruise. Bam. Very simple. I just have to watch speed because we will overspeed and ruin the aircraft. Okay, that's what I got to say. Enjoy some sightseeing in a minute. And as we pull up to the city we're supposed to be looking for, there it is. Beautiful. We'll fly over this as we read about the next thing as I fight through my hiccups. There's a boat in the water. Alright, bad seconds and whatever you say. Not try to pronounce it, but there you go. Let's use this view while we read today. Alright, Buchberg. 11 minutes away, follow the Rhine to the east as it meanders through the landscape and to find its border between Germany and Switzerland. Pass over Buchberg, located where the river makes a hairpin turn to the north-northeast at its confluence with the river Tolz. I think that's how you'd say it. And then shortly after that, we're going to look for the falls. That was a Minnesota accent. Most powerful waterfall in Europe. Well, that'll be interesting to see. Hopefully we can spot it. And then after that, follow the Rhine to the east after the falls toward Untersee. Pass over Stein on the Rhine. Stein on the Rhine. A town located where the High Rhine meets the western edge of the lower Lake Konstanz. The town is known for its well-preserved medieval houses. Pretty cool. And then finally, we will land at Germany's Konstanz airport, and that'll conclude the penultimate leg. We have a short leg after this. So, some cool stuff including waterfalls, and then we'll look for a grass strip. Doesn't seem too bad as long as we can spot it. Doesn't seem terribly difficult to land at. So, with that being said, let's let the computer do the walking and talking. And we're going to go around the corner here, and then there'll be an airport, and that's when you'll see me again. Enjoy the sights along the way. The scenery hasn't been as interesting as it was early in the bush trip, but it's still interesting. And it kind of has the watercolor effect, though. But that's okay. I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, as beautiful as things are, it's time to find this airport and land right across the water here. So there's a grass strip up there somewhere. We're not worried about ATC for this one. And I'm still happy that I lubricated my microphone stand and I can move it around like I am now without it squeaking. Oh my gosh, so exciting. I know, it's the little things, right? How does that look? That looks really cool. A lot of the red-sided houses showing up. Anywho, we're looking for a grass strip right across the water. Well, let me see. How are we going to find it? I think it's among the trees. If we look at our reference image, there we go, next to a highway. Okay, doesn't show the water though, but it's in this field somewhere. We've been going at this for 53 minutes, even though it's a 42-minute trip, because it keeps slowing down, because I'll give it some juice, and then it overspeeds with the wind, and then I pull back, and it gradually slows down over time. So it's taken us a while to do this, but that's okay. Lots of scenery. I probably left in a lot more sightseeing than I had planned to, but I think that's okay. I don't think anybody's going to complain. Let's kill autopilot. And let's go over to the left here after we fight with the trim like we have been. And then we should be able to look down the runway. That's my plan, is to look down the runway. Because I think it's going to be perpendicular to how we were flying. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but based on that image, I would think it would be. So let's slow way down, even in the flap range if we need to, because the airport should be right off. Yeah, right there. There it is. Well, that wasn't so bad. Not so bad at all. Alrighty, here we go. Let's slow down and get into flap range. Really pretty looking area. I like the type of trees they have there. Without peripheral vision, this is a pain, but we can figure it out. We're gonna land right into the wind that we were supposed to. 3 knots? 2 knots. Wow, the weather finally changed. Too bad it took 22 legs for the weather to cooperate, but it's cooperating now, so we can finish this, the final leg, with live weather still. Very nice. Alright, that looks kind of short, but I don't think so. I think it's just me freaking out. So let's slow down as much as possible. First set of flaps already. I hear them. Second set. And full flap. And look at that building in the distance. It's like a cathedral or something. I wonder if it's going to be in the next leg's description. Alright, here we go. Nice and slow. We have to clear the tree line. So let's spot that tree right there. When that goes by our side, we know we've cleared it. Keep speed up a little bit here. And lean forward. I think we cleared the trees right now. There we go. Oh. Anyway, we have to nosedive. But wait, which one is the runway? Probably the thing in the middle? Okay, we'll just land here then. Nice and gentle. A little bit of crosswind action. Let the nose wheel down, come gently. Flaps down on the brakes. You probably need to be in the middle of the runway for this to count. So let's stop right here. And set the parking brake. And turn it off, and does it count? Please count. And there it is. Alright, final leg. I don't want to say finally because I'm enjoying this, but it has been a process. Final leg. Finally, right now. Alright, where do they dump us? Next to a building. What's going to take off right there? Pretty straightforward stuff. Okay, easy peasy, squeezing lemons. Let's get this thing going for the final time on this bush trip. The final time we need to start it up. The final time we need to wait. Do we need to repair and refuel? How long has it been here? Whoops. Now we're good. Let's switch tanks though. There we go. Alrighty. And we'll split that up and we'll read about where we're going. It's a quickie, 15 minutes. Take to the skies of that area once again and head due east and cross the northern arm of Lake Konstanz. Reach the Menestad Lake on Lake Konstanz. Okay, in 1954, the aircraft manufacturer Dornier, which emerged from the Zeppelin factory in Friedrichshafen, settled in Immenstadt. Several other innovative aviation companies followed to Immenstadt, or whatever it's talking about. Let's set up autopilot now that that's ready. 2,000 feet. No, I think we need 2,500. And then we're going to use the heading bug for this. Why? Because we don't have GPS, because we went directly into the next flight. So 96, so 97, yep. And we want to do 92 degrees on the heading bug to get us ready. There's 92 degrees on the heading bug. 93, 92, bam. So that's where we're going. And then right after that, I think we're just going around the lake. Yeah, just around the lake. From there, continue east to that German city established 1811 is renowned as one of the most important cities in the history of aviation. You can read about this in the Zeppelin. Holy cow, that's a lot to read. The airport is located adjacent to the location of the annual aerial Friedrichshafen, one of Europe's key general aviation conventions. Alright, so we're just going around the lake and looking at stuff. Pretty straightforward. Follow the shore to the southeastern island town of Lindau, a popular tourist destination. And then turn and fly to the town of Lindau, over to the island of Lindau, and head for canal-like headland. From there, the Rhine flows through the lake. The source of the Rhine is Lake Thoma in the Alps at an altitude of 7,690 feet, which we might see in the next bush trip. We'll have to see. Lake Konstanz is a section of the Rhine. Germany and Austria and Switzerland each share a section of Lake Konstanz. And then we land at the airport, St. Gallen-Altenrhein. Follow the southern shoreline of Lake Konstanz, part of Austria, to the southwest, and land at St. Gallen-Altenrhein Airport in Switzerland, and prepare for the second in this wonderful series of bush trips throughout DOC. Second, well, this was the first one because the way they were listed in order, boom, 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 this was the first of the three, so whatever. But that will end the bush trip once we land there. Flaps down 1. I think we're ready to go. We'll just have to see here. So I guess we're just going to take off, right? We don't have much we need to do or say. We'll just go straight out here. Head to the right. We'll get a little bit to the left here, just get towards the beginning. Hopefully there's not a rock in between that causes a crash like has happened in the past. And we've had airports too that we've gone to where we've fallen in invisible holes. Alrighty, here we go. Whoops. Not much wind. I feel no wind effect, so it must be a calm day, the best way to fly. And here we go. Boom, brakes to stop the wheels, get some speed. Flaps coming up. And we are going to go to autopilot right away. Let's give it a second here to get out of here. Whoa, that's post-apocalyptic, which is my favorite movie genre, by the way. Another tower over there. Alrighty. Autopilot, heading bug, vertical speed, 1,000 feet per minute to get out of here. And there we go. Alright, so we're just looking at a few different towns. Whoops. Along the river. We know terrain is fine, so let's get this back to looking pretty. There we go. Alright, we're just going around the lake. Around the lake and land at Zulu Romeo, which is right there. So, enjoy the next 10-15 minutes. Well, for me it's going to be 15 minutes or so. For you it's going to be like 2 or 3 minutes of sightseeing. This will all be condensed for you, but we're just going to go around the lake and land right there where it's flashing. That's where we're going. So, I'll see you in just a minute or two. Enjoy it along the way. All I need to do is just keep my eye on my speed, and we're good to go. I could probably actually come down in altitude too. We'll see. I might play with altitude a little bit. See you in a little bit. Alrighty, we got some stuff to do here. We're just going from one thing to the other like we're supposed to be. We're really, really low. Sorry, I got comfortable. I wasn't quite ready to talk. We're really, really low because I wanted to see some stuff. And we saw some stuff all right, but we're only like 300 feet above ground or something. Because we actually gained quite a bit in altitude while we went up the Rhine, right, because it's all downhill. So somewhere over here is an airport. There it is, I think, right there. This is too hard to see when you're this low, so we're going to actually kill autopilot. We're actually going to climb a little bit, just so that we can see where we're going, and then we'll land and conclude this bush trip. But that's not all, because we have 2 more bush trips to do to catch up. And then, are there going to be more bush trips as we get closer to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 release? Are they going to be doing bush trips for 10 years? Like they said, we get 10 years of support in 2020. So they're going to support this sim while they have the next sim, I guess. Are we still going to get bush trips? I don't know. You know how you can find out, though, is by subscribing and turning on notifications. So you'll see if more bush trips. Then the next 2, don't worry, I'm still going to record the last 2 to catch up. But beyond that, you need to be subscribed to know if there are further bush trips with notifications turned on. Plus some other stuff in between, like other flights. Like if you have a flight request, put it in the comments. And if you want to watch Minecraft, do some Minecraft videos, although not as much at the moment, but there's other stuff on the channel too. So there you go. Subscribe so you know what comes out on the channel. Hit the like button so people know we exist. You know, we'll get a bunch of people watching right away, and then the video will peter out. But if you're watching this in the future and you hit that like button, it'll let the algorithm know, hey, people still want to watch this video, and it'll recommend it to more people. And then more people can join the community, and more people can learn things, watch things. A lot of people thank me for the help just by watching my videos. They get a lot of help with a lot of stuff. I don't do tutorials anymore. I did with X-Plane, but I don't anymore because there's a million other people doing tutorials. So if you want something specific, let me know. Otherwise, people just watch my videos and just gain knowledge from watching. So there you go. No winds. We probably should land from the other way, but we're not going to because it's the tall turtle flying. And that'll conclude this bush trip. And that was my outro already, which is fine because it means there's less to say once we land. And it's supposed to be 15 minutes, and I'm over 20 minutes because I went too slow probably. That's okay. Anyway, I have a feeling the next 2 bush trips, or at least one of them, will be from around this area into the mountains, I'm guessing. Again, if you're subscribed, you'll find out if I'm right or not. Second flap, and over the little river, full flap, coming in a little low, that's fine. I do think the other 2 bush trips with this set are all with this plane, which is good because then we get to know the plane, but flying this plane for over 10, 11, 12 hours or whatever I've done already, and then having to do it for 2 more bush trips, which I think are in the 4-hour range, 3 to 6 hour range at least. That's a lot of this plane, but that's okay. That's okay. Alright, weather's about perfect. Oh, the weather did change, see? So this is the right runway. So weather's perfect. No excuses. There's a little bit of crosswind though, so left wing down, right rudder. We'll do left main first, I think. Or we'll just smack into the ground. That was one of my worst landings. Whatever. See, when the airports are big, I land worse because I don't concentrate as much. But that's okay. I mean, it's not really okay, but whatever. We can walk away from this landing, so therefore it's a good one. Let's find a place to park, and we'll shut this down for the last time. Final time on this bush trip. But not the final time forever. Lots more flying to do. It never ends, thank goodness. I guess we can look around very briefly at the hills around us as I try to taxi from different directions, which is very difficult to do, by the way. And we'll just skedaddle out of here, and hopefully it'll count if we park over here. Sometimes it does count anywhere on the airfield. Sometimes you have to be on the runway. It just depends on how the parking spots are designated within the airport. Do we have somebody waiting for us over there? Do we finally have somebody waiting on our final... Oh, we do! Look at that. This person is very nice. They came out on their day off just to help us park because it's so complicated to park here, apparently. So we will follow their instructions, and we will enjoy this final parking job And, ooh, yeah, sorry, brakes are a little slow. Parking brake for the last time. Turn this off for the last time, so let's actually do this right. Go like that. Go like this, and fuel pump or fuel off. Whoa, off please, thank you. And there you go, that's it. Right, there we go. We completed the bush trip. I don't know the total time. It was well over 10 hours, maybe closer to 12. But there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Subscribe, notifications, like button, and I'll see you on the next one.